Okay, we're live. All right, so Derek, could you offer an opening prayer?
Yeah, absolutely. Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this opportunity to be able to study today. We ask you to help us to pay attention and to learn and to be able to figure things out as a group and to come to a timely and efficient decision on everything. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so just kind of ask some basic questions. What does BzzAgent do, and what need is being met?
They're basically they're about trying to get word of mouth type of solicitation, as opposed to doing the typical advertising and that sort of thing. I guess it does make sense to me that if you talk to a friend of yours and that friend really recommends something and you trust that individual, then chances are you will probably be more inclined to look at that product and even buy it than just a commercial. So,
right.
And so that's what it's offering. And I don't know all the details of how it happens, but I think they have agents that go about doing this, and then their clients are the ones that give them money, if I remember correctly. So.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like a pretty cool way to just, I mean, it's advertising, but it's all word of mouth and reviews and things like that, just so you can figure out how your product reacts with the actual public.
Yeah. It seemed like it was something that was a little bit definitely more expensive than like traditional advertising, but it has a way higher like turnout. Like it's a lot more effective, I guess.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Let's see here. I'm trying to follow along with the questions as well. They basically talked about how they could demonstrate demand, how they could properly serve, and that sort of thing. Demand I guess, comes directly from the clients, right? People who are demanding that they can get this information out and so forth, so they can sell their products. Is what I'm getting from that.
And
yeah, I mean, it seems like a more efficient way to advertise than just putting out all sorts of ads through TV or radio or other forms.
True.
And with you go ahead.
Was it asking how they keep up demand for their service, or how does like normal demand work for like a traditional business?
I think it's for their service particularly.
Oh, okay. So I would say basically if they could prove that companies receive results by using their service, that's going to increase the demand, because they're able to successfully prove like, hey, we'll help you with, we've had average results of increasing sales by 50%, and then they can give like proven results. I think that would be
Yeah.
Hey Nick, how's it going?
It seems like a ridiculously profitable company, because they're making, I can't remember what the exact thing was, but it seems like if the cost was like 200,000 and they were netting like 50,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were making plenty of money off of it.
And then it said that most of their clients were really larger companies, and they had a lot of money budgeted for marketing, so they had deep pockets.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
See here. They say, as a group, pull out the case and discuss Table A and Exhibit 5.
Table A was that was the one where they the venture capital, and was just comparing the two deals, right?
It looks like a balance sheet or some kind or something. or an income statement. But it says a fee for a 220 million, or no, 220,000. And the creative costs and all sorts of costs underneath it, and then a net profit, and the percentage of the net margin. So what was the exact question regarding that? How profitable is it? Well, it looks like 25% is their net margin. So
that's pretty high.
That's
Very
huge.
high.
But that's ridiculously huge.
yeah,
That's why they can make so much money. And then it's Exhibit 5.
It says calculate the growth rate from the beginning of 2002 to the end of 2004, and from the beginning of 2002 to the end of 2006. And how do you determine growth? Does it have that on there?
It has it. It's all listed on Exhibit 5, like their projections.
That's Exhibit 5 from the back pages.
Yeah, and of course it's all sideways, so we can't really read it. Revenue.
I'm looking at that weird. See here. Does it have dates on there?
Yeah, up at the top.
Number 4. There we go.
Is it?
Yeah. Is that net profit, that bold number at the very bottom? No, total liabilities and capital.
I think it's asking about total revenue though. Just the revenue. So let's see.
Yeah, this is a balance sheet right here. So, Here's another thing here.
Yeah, so if you go to the page, it says Exhibit 5 continued, and then the top line is revenue. And I think we just go down to total revenue.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So let's do some fantastic math.
Holy cow, it's increased by a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see here. If you take 26, 9,
Is it asking for the average yearly growth rate or just the growth rate in general?
The percent growth rate.
It might be like per year or just in general. I don't think it really makes it gigantic.
It's not very yeah.
It's asking from like beginning of 2002 to end of 2006.
Well, it changes from year to year. I mean, I guess you could do the average of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot how to calculate percentage of growth. Do you guys remember how to do that?
It's so it's like for 2003 you do 721,000 minus 59,000 divided by 721, right? Or 59.
Yeah, you would do the starting number would be on the bottom.
So if I do 721 minus 59 divided by 59.
Yeah. So it's like a
721 minus 59 divided by 59. I'm getting 11.2. Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, then you times that by 100, which I think is the growth rate. So that's like 1,000% growth rate, which makes sense.
Times it by 100. So, wow, 1,122% growth.
That's the growth rate?
And
I think it's like it's a 10 times growth. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then from 2003 to 2004, you get 233 to 721 to is that 2.6 million? So yeah, that's another at least more than doubles. So that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a 200% increase or 260% increase.
Okay.
So I'm sure we could like average these out somehow, but we'll just keep going. 5 million.
5 million. Yeah, that's the that ends 2005 right there. 9 months into 2005. That would be the end of September. We just cut to the chase and go to the 2006.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm showing 19,767,000. Is that 290?
292, I think.
92. Okay. Minus. So if you want to go back to the original, because the question was how much did it change from 2002? You minus 59,042, and then we divide it by the number that we subtracted it by, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
59,042 times 100. That is 33,267% increase.
I think that's a little off. I got 171% increase.
Okay, it probably is. That's a lot off. That's why I'm glad the math proportions are pretty much done for this degree.
Right.
I'm not going to be an accountant, you know. But anyway, yeah, it's safe to say that they are doing well.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. So I mean, their growth rates, like obviously from year 1 to year 2 was like 1,000% increase, but since then they've been like they went 260%, 180%, 170. So their prediction is 170% growth, which seems reasonable. It may be a little bit high, but still,
they have historically like proof on their side that they are growing quick, so it's not that far of a reach.
Well, any company that's growing by 100% every year, at least, like that's huge. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It says on there, how satisfied are you with revenue growth? I think we're all very satisfied.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with that kind of growth.
So, how satisfied are you with the operating margin? What is the operating margin?
So it's on the next page. Operating margin percent is holding steady. Hold on.
2002, I think it's like 114.69%. Yeah, 114%.
So
it goes down, but then it jumps back up to about 27.4.
Yeah.
Are you guys with that? Satisfied with that? Or no.
I'm satisfied. That's a pretty big margin for a big company.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Is right if I go on?
Yeah, go for it.
If BzzAgent is growing and profitable, why are they raising money now? What do you guys think? Why are they raising money now? I know they're looking at really expanding their business, so that's why they're doing it.
I remember in the case it mentioned something about international markets. Is that something they were looking at, or that they've already have been into?
I don't remember. I just
So that would be my thing. Like, this is me guessing. I don't even think it really even said, but it would just to expand into different markets.
Yeah, they also talked about getting like a media. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Something involved with media to be able.
They wanted to do like international expansion and like hire like few high level people. So,
okay, yeah. I saw it. It did mention that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same thing, because I was like, well, these guys are already doing pretty well. Why would they sell their soul to some venture capital company when they're doing fine? But maybe
Yep.
they just wanted to grow quicker. I don't know. But usually that's why people do that.
Well, I think that was the main reason is they wanted to get it done quickly. They wanted it to. They didn't want it to have to drag on forever, and then they don't like. I don't think they really need this. So to have to like bargain over the value of the company, then it's like, well, what? Why in the world are we even doing that?
And if anything, they could use that in their favor, though. You say, hey, venture capital firm, we don't really even need to do this. So if you don't make it like favorable for us, then we're out.
I think that's probably why they decided to do a competition. So, well, I don't know if a competition, but basically people are fighting for the rights to be able to be the provider, right? So, which was kind of unheard of per the case study. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, they usually are begging. It's usually opposite.
Usually the opposite way. Yeah. Can they succeed without venture capitalist funds? I know. I think they could still be very profitable, but obviously they want to do more. What role does timing play in this decision? What was the timing in this case? I forgot what it said.
Well, they're peaking on their like revenue and everything like that, and so this is a good time to get funding so that like their company seems really hot and still growing. I mean, I think kind of going on to number 5 about the spreadsheet, like it's if we're valuing it at like 50,000, they only need 67% growth from 2006 to 2010, which like they're at 150% right now every year.
Okay.
So I'd say that's pretty doable.
Yeah, definitely. And how much money do you guys think that they're going to need to be able to do what they want to do? They didn't say it in there. I'm spacing on that.
Yeah, I don't remember it saying it. And then also some of the I read somewhere in the spreadsheet that like the numbers in there weren't necessarily from the case.
Yeah.
But I don't know which ones they were talking about.
Yeah. Hey Josh, were you able to figure out how much money they need, or did it even say it in there?
Well, I couldn't find anything that said how much money they need because, again, like I don't think.
Well, I guess it would all that number would just be whatever was in their proposed terms to each VC. There was a number in there.
It did say in the second.
I think it says like they were hoping to raise like 10 million. Is that the one we're looking for?
Yeah.
But it didn't say. I guess it didn't say what it was for. I guess it kind of did to an extent, but.
So I mean, it looks like so. It says they needed to develop additional operational capacity with a media-focused team. They wanted to buy back shares from investors to give to the founding management a bonus. Blah blah blah. So pretty much they're just looking to expand in general. So I mean, I don't think they need it like there's that's the difference between 10 million and 15 million. I think they'll be fine at 10 million because they're going to have so much revenue coming through that like you don't need extra funding to keep you going because your operation.
Yeah, what are you going to do with all that money? Just
your operations are coming through.
Yeah. Okay. Here was the next question on there. Open our spreadsheets and compare the 50 million valuation on a $15 million investment. All right, let me open it up real quick.
So some of the things that stand out, the Series B ownership is higher. So so that means that whichever investment company they choose. So I think the 50 million and the $15 million investment, that's the the investor B proposed plan.
Uh-huh.
And obviously they would get more shares. I'm trying to remember where else I saw issues with that. It just seemed like they were getting a ton more shares.
Let's just say that the value of the investor shares at the exit was 55.7 as opposed to 37.1.
Yeah.
And so that's quite a bit up. Looks like they have greater value. Implied revenue of the exit, another roughly 22 million more. And then the required revenue, it says is 67.7. Some of that I don't really know what that means exactly. But it looks like the value they have is higher. I don't know if they have to give up a lot of control in the process, but
The part that I didn't see in the case was what did they want in the end, because the VCB, the second one,
Yeah.
they had a lower equity amount, but their equity that they retained is higher, so they actually have
Right.
more value, and they have a higher valuation. And then they also get third with the thing they get is they get more. They have that equity pool, and it's a lot bigger. So like it's kind of like everyone kind of ends up with more money in the end. But is that what they want, or do they want to retain ownership? Like I don't remember it saying anything.
I'm gonna be right back.
okay. Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's just because a lot of these questions I had no idea how to specifically answer them, but just all in all that I know is it looks like the numbers are bigger with the VC as opposed to SC without. But I'm still not quite sure whether or not it's the right move or not. I mean, does more value equal better situation? Or, I mean, because it doesn't really say, but
Yeah, it's just like, do they want the value? Do they just want to be worth more money, or do they actually want more ownership? I don't know. They're both good.
yeah, I'm not quite sure with that. But numbers are at least higher, so I'll give it that.
Yeah.
If it were you, would you take the VC, or would you just do the first budget?
So I originally chose the original deal.
Okay.
And then I kind of changed my mind, and I would accept the other terms from the B company.
Oh, would you? Okay.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I mean, I just saw that there was definitely benefits to both, but I feel like having that higher equity pool of 17% is a lot. Like that's a lot to actually incentivize your employees, and you probably create you would get a lot of good feedback from that. Like your employees and all the upper management would be really happy they have a ton more equity.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. What's the next question on there? Using your spreadsheet, discuss the math you use to calculate your answers. My math was the answer key, to be quite honest, because I'm not quite sure how to do it all. Were you
Yeah,
able to, as far as the math, were you able to figure it out on your own, or did you have to use help?
I had to kind of use help. Like some of the stuff was intuitive, and I figured it out, but there was a couple formulas that weren't intuitive, and I didn't. I looked at the answer key. I'm like, oh wow, I would have never even thought of that in a million years. So
Yeah. I still am not quite sure, so I kind of felt bad, but I just went ahead and copied the answer because I wasn't sure what else to do because I don't know how the numbers are getting to that. So, so yeah, like some of the math I was able to do on my own, and some of it kind of makes sense, but some of it, especially with I think they put it to like the fifth power or something like that.
yeah, it was the exponent formulas. I didn't know those.
Yeah. Let's see, number 7. How do the growth expectations affect your view on which term sheet is more favorable to management? So, based upon what you saw in there and the growth expectations, what is your guys' opinion on which one to go with?
For managers, they would want a higher equity pool. So they would want the 17% equity pool because
Okay.
they would get more money.
Okay. Nick?
Yeah, I think I agree with Jimmy.
And they're talking about like the employee managers, not the manager owners, right?
Mhm.
Let's see here. It says, just which one is more favorable to management? So,
Yeah, it would for sure. I think that because they would want.
They're going to want more control, right?
Yeah, and then you get a chunk of equity that's worth. I mean, some of those people get hundreds of thousands of dollars just in an equity. That's good.
Yeah. Makes sense. Alrighty. Let's see here. Go to the tab entitled 3 Capitalization Tables. Compare your responses. If there are differences or questions about the numbers, help each other come up with the right answers. Discuss them until each group member feels comfortable with where the numbers came from. Oh boy, I don't know if we have that kind of time. Let's see here. Did you have any questions about that, Nick? About how the math worked? Were you able to figure it out pretty well, or no?
I was not able to figure it out.
Okay.
You guys figured it out?
No, I feel like it was kind of like I don't know why we would be expected to know that. I mean, maybe I missed some of that in my math classes in high school, but I don't know what they were doing.
I see. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do any of that math, so I don't know that I
Yeah,
can do
me neither. I was like, oh, I don't really know how to do that.
I know number 9. It says, why is the price per share of the VC term sheet very close to that of the VC term sheet? Wait, what? Why is the price per share of the VC term sheet very close to that of the VC term sheet, but the value to current shareholders is different? Okay, let's look at that real quick. That's the the VC term sheet is $7.06, whereas the BzzAgent term sheet is $7.07. So they're almost the exact same thing. The question is, which number is more important to you as a founder? Which number is more important to you as a Series A investor? What do you guys think?
I just feel like your percentage of ownership in the country is the most in the company is the most important. Like, regardless of value, because obviously, if the company is valued at a higher number, then your value is going to be higher, but your percentage of ownership is lower.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Which, I mean, sure, at that very moment, your value is higher. But if you maintain more shares and then your company grows to be like worth 100 million, then you just made up that value.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What do you think, Jimmy?
So, I mean, it's kind of like the same conversation we were talking about. Like, if their end goal is to retain ownership, then they would want to go with the original plan. But if they just want to have a higher valuation and have higher equity, and if those were the things that were important for them, then they should choose B. But I guess it's the end goal would be to retain ownership.
Okay.
But that's not what I put as on my spreadsheet. I picked B.
Okay.
But I didn't have like super sound reasons why. Like, I had some reasons why I chose it, but I mean, it's like I said, if that's their end goal, then they would have to go with the original plan.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as how people benefit, do you think both founders and Series A benefit from this? Do you think anybody's getting, for lack of a better term, screwed or anything in this? Or
I don't think necessarily. I
yeah,
mean,
The,
like Jimmy
it,
said, I think it just comes down to the goals of the founders. Like, what are they trying to get out of this? To me, it seemed like they're not so interested in like the value of the company at the moment. Like, they more just want a VC company that's going to be advisors and they're going to help with the business side, and that's why they're going through this auction, because they want to see who, like, what can you guys bring to the table besides just money. Like, if we just want money, we'll go with option B because they're going to give us the most money.
okay.
That's kind of how
Alrighty.
I understood it.
Now it says to go to the tab entitled Class Prep Worksheet and discuss your responses to each question. So I had a very generic answers on there. Number one says, based on your analysis of BzzAgent term sheet and the VC term sheet, has your opinion of which term sheet to accept changed? Which proposal would you recommend that Bolter accept? I picked B, and no, nothing changed. What do you? I know, Jimmy, you said that you picked B as well, right?
yeah.
Josh, how about you? What was your thoughts on all of that?
So I chose to go with um, BzzAgent's like own terms,
Mm-hmm.
just because I just feel like the goals of their, and I'm kind of taking it as like a whole, like they've got these 11 VC firms that they're going to be like competing and auctioning for. I just feel like they're more concerned about what the companies can, or the VCs can bring to their company rather than the money. And I feel like at this early stage, if the founders want to retain the most ownership and control of their company, then that's a good way to do it. And I thought that, I mean, this is kind of going through all the questions on that tab, but just the fact that like BzzAgent went through the work to put together their own terms, to invite all these people together, and then to like go against that and be like, oh, never mind, we're gonna go with this VC who brought their own terms. It's
Mhm.
like, okay, now that VC has all the cards, because they're like, whatever, you went through this process, but we gave you something better, so now we're gonna run your company.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just kind of
Yeah.
how I saw it.
All right. Nick, what was your opinion?
Yeah, I am with the Josh, and I think like since they have like done uh, all this thing and organized this thing and with their because they wanted their term to be heard, right? They didn't want the VCs to do their own thing. Um, so I think they should just go with their own original idea.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. It says that second question on the sheet. It says the VC term sheet describes a more investor-friendly board. How much valuation would you give up to the VC term sheet in exchange for getting the board structure initially proposed by BzzAgent? So, how much would you guys be willing to give up?
So on this one, I didn't put like an actual number because I
Yeah.
felt like it would have been hard just to like compute something. But what I was saying is that they should I don't like the double. I don't like that they're going to be two seats taken away
Yeah.
on the board.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Josh, how much would you be willing to give up?
Yeah, again, I didn't put a number to it.
Number. Yeah.
I kind of along the lines of my original argument was that I think that they're looking to put together a board full of advisors,
Yeah.
and it looked like with the Series B or Investor B that like they would have the majority of the board be from that company or from that VC firm,
Mm-hmm.
which like again, that's just giving that VC firm a lot of control of their company. So I thought that they should. I mean, I don't know about a specific number, but I just feel like they should really make sure that they have control of the board and that it's more focused on advising for the company rather than making the VC money.
Yeah. Let's see here. I know I kind of put roughly 5%, but I really don't know either. I think you have to put a lot of different things into consideration before you start putting numbers down. On question 3, it says the BzzAgent term described a planned distribution of approximately $3 million to management and current investors immediately prior to the transaction. What is your opinion of merits of such a distribution from Balter's perspective and from the VC's perspective? And this is where I had no idea. I just kind of wrote down some garbage, but
Well, what did you write down?
oh, it's terrible. The Cubs are going to win the next World Series, so I put down. Now, it says, from Balter's position, it seems like this would be the best deal in order to secure the necessary funds. The VC perspective seems to be scattered, but they are probably going to want more than that. What do you guys think?
So I kind of originally put that I didn't think it was necessary, but like I come from the perspective of like screw management and don't give them more money because I'm not a manager, but
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they're looking to take $3 million distributed to management and investors. I just don't understand the reasoning behind that, and it's probably because I don't understand this topic. Like I just don't know why it's necessary.
Yeah, you're telling me. I kind of miss the days of talking about girls in their dresses. So, yeah. I'm not sure. Nick, did you have any idea? Like, what your
Yeah, I have no idea either. That's why I'm like, I don't really know.
All right. Alrighty. Well, let's go on to the number 11, which is the last one. It's a big one. It says, now as a group, read the raising capital at BzzAgent B. You must complete the BzzAgent poll before gaining access to B. Which did you guys already do the poll?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. Raising capital at BzzAgent.
So it's the same thing that's in the case study. It's just like the bottom half of it.
Oh yeah, it's just the talking about what each firm was asking for.
Yeah.
I was kind of going between firm A and B, personally. See here.
So did you guys get that Google Doc that I sent out?
I haven't searched for it quite yet, but I can do that now.
Okay. See if we can pull that up and we'll start putting together the document.
Google.drive.
Yeah.
Did you just?
I emailed. I think it should show up in an email because I shared it with all you guys.
Oh, is it in an email? Okay.
Yeah, it should be in an email.
Alrighty, yeah. Invitation to edit. All right. Cool. All right.
Nick, did I spell how do you spell your last name, Nick?
SHRES. I let me find the file and I can just okay.
You can type it in there. You can do that. So pretty much all we have to do with this document is come to a consensus on what decision, on which VC to go with, and then defend
that decision.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of leaning towards A, but what did you guys think? Nick, did you have a question, or I mean an opinion?
Let's see. Oh, sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, because there was venture capital firm A, B, and C.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have one in particular that you favored?
Actually, I have not looked at that part. Like, I have not done the poll yet, so.
Oh, okay. Jimmy, did you have one that you liked better than the others?
Well, it's I picked the BVC one, but I mean I could argue for both. That's I guess that's the part that's hard about this assignment is like I feel like there should be one right answer, but I could argue for both. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
don't care.
let's just go with the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I said that B is pretty new. It was in Boston, and isn't all this in California, where the BzzAgent? I don't remember.
Let's see.
I don't even remember. Uh,
Yeah, so Firm B was relatively new. Um,
Firm A was recently established as well. There was the kindest of firms that he met with. Was highly partly due to the fact they had only been launched a few years before, but had yet to develop a credible track record. Um, and it said it prided itself on an active investor. It was extremely knowledgeable about the customer technology industry, so it had a lot of knowledge. Whereas B was also from the East Coast, looked like, right?
yeah.
It was new as well, had quickly established itself as a major player. He was particularly impressed by their emphasis on technology companies. Although they were the lead partner, was very excited about the business. There were other partners who were concerned about the process and the valuation of the business. So
kind of just some of those points that you read. In my defense of choosing Firm A, I feel like BzzAgent is like they're putting a big emphasis on chemistry and being able to work with the VC firm and making sure that the VC firm can advise on what to do. So, like it says, Firm A was extremely knowledgeable about the consumer technology industry. So he promised to be very involved and as helpful as possible. So it said they had a strong connection with the general partners of Firm A. To me, it just seemed like it's a much better fit, and it's also on their terms.
Okay. So that's what we need to be typing out right now, then.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, yeah, let's go ahead and use A then. I know Jimmy's okay with that. Nick, how do you feel about that?
I think that's a good idea. I mean, the other firms doesn't sound like they have much experience on that.
Yeah, I know that Group C, I think, did have a lot of experience, but I forgot what their problem was. I don't think they were very well established. I don't think. But it doesn't matter. So yeah, let's go ahead and go with A. I think I'd be all right with that. So here. Investor.
Okay.
Reasons they had a strong chemistry with with this particular group. Is that okay right there?
I'm gonna take some of the text from
Sure.
just so we can have some defense there.
Okay.
And we can put it wherever we need to.
I think, and then Group A was very. What was it? They said they were. They were. They were an active investor and they've been bringing deep resources. So it looks like they have the cash. It looks like. Okay, how long is this paper supposed to be? Let me just double check
It
that.
should just be.
It's really, really short.
It's under 1 page, so it could be like it doesn't. It just is a summary. It's really quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, strong connection. I believe they'll be helpful in managing through any difficult issues that arose at the board level. All right. Then also said on there, kindness of the firms that they met with. So they were honest, direct, and respectful of the time of their and their interactions. It was hopeful that they would continue in this style. So they had it. They were professional, I guess. That makes sense. Okay, what else do we want to put on here?
Let's see.
It just says explain our reasoning.
Do we want to put more points down, or is that good enough?
I'm just gonna write down that, like, because they can use their own terms, the founders and current shareholders will be able to retain like a higher percentage of their ownership.
Okay.
We should just put on there that we assume their number one priority was to retain equity, so they didn't want to dilute. They didn't want to dilute their equity shares.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Wait.
Alrighty. Is that good enough, guys, or do you want to put more on there?
You should just leave it on there. I'll go through and add some stuff. I'll kind of spice it up, make it look all warm and fuzzy, and then I'll submit it.
Okay. That's great.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So you guys, I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, this was a tough one, so I appreciate you guys' input on this, because I feel like this was a hard one for me. But
yeah, it gets confusing. I've covered this like a couple times, so it's kind of more review, but some of it was weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Was there anything else we needed to discuss before we go?
I don't think so. I think we're all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,